Hello everybody. This is a video to show you some of the options as far as when you have a form already and you want to send it out to people to have them completed. Well, before you send your form, you should always test it yourself. So this icon right here that looks like an eyeball is called a preview. And if I click on that, it will show me the form as anybody else would see it, and I can go ahead and fill it in. And I can watch that I have the questions written in a manner that people can understand. I can check for typos. I can make sure there's no odd answers in my form, whatever. I'm going to go ahead. I just have 2 questions here and submit that. That's called the preview. This URL right here can be now copied. So Command C, edit, copy, whatever you do to copy your links, and then shared in a variety of ways. And we're going to be talking about those in a little bit. But that's called the preview. Under the Send button, there's some more options. There's a built-in ability to send a form through email. So I can, if you know the person's email, or it's in your address book, I'll send it to myself right now. Subject, I might want to put pre-session check survey. And then I would put some kind of an informational message about what they're supposed to do. And then if I just click send, it will provide a link that they can click on to answer the form. But if I click this little box here, especially since this is only a 2-question survey, it will include the form right in the email. So that's kind of handy too. So I'm going to go ahead and send this, and then we will go to my email and see what it looks like. So I'm going to bring up another browser. I have my email open here. And so here's the subject area that I put in there, and here's the email I got. So it even gives me the link in addition to the the form embedded in the email. So I can either fill it in here. I'm just going to say Dixie 2, and then I'll say no on this one, and I can submit it. It says yep. Okay. Or if for some reason the form didn't show up very well in here, I can click right here. It takes me out to the form like we're used to seeing. Okay, so back to the send button. So that was email. The second one is one you'll probably use more often. I don't want you to email me your forms just because my email gets too full. And so I want everything submitted in the class. So you need to use the links to submit to the Canvas class. And so the very first link here is that big long URL. You'll copy and paste this into a Google Doc. Sometimes you'll paste it into a URL box to submit your assignment, whatever options given there. And you can just copy it, and then you're ready to paste it. So at this point, I could go into Canvas, find an assignment, paste that URL in there, or I could begin a new document, a new Google Doc that I'm going to use for my assignment. And I would just type in URL to form. And then I'm going to just use Command V or Control V to paste it. So there's my link. And so this will be part of the document that I submit for the assignment. Okay. Now, there's a little box here that says shortened URL. So if I do that, it takes away a lot of the other text and it makes it a little bit more although they're getting readable. They're getting bigger than what they were when I started. But again, I can copy this and go back to my document and paste that one in. I could do that in an email. So I have a sample here. So you can see I could paste in that short URL in an Interact email address. So those are common ways to share your forms, are to use this URL link. Another way to share is with an embed code. So for those of you that are a little bit more techy, have had more experience with websites and blogs and things like that, you know that on websites and blogs you can usually embed items. And so this is the embed code. Before I copy it, I did want to talk about the width and height. For Google Forms, a width of 760 is pretty good, but the height of 500 is not usually enough. Now, on my 2-question survey, it would be perfect. But I prefer something like 700, 750, 800, depending. So it cuts down a little bit of the scrolling that they would have to do on a web page. So you just have to play with those numbers to find one that works for you. I'm now going to copy that link, and I'll show you in Canvas how this works. I have just a regular Canvas page that I've set up so that I can test embed codes. So I'm going to add it in here. I can't just, if I just paste it here, it actually just pastes the code in, and that's not what I want. I want it to actually put it in as an embedded form. So I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to go to my HTML editor, and now I'm in HTML mode within Canvas. So now when I am pasted in, it looks the same, but when I go back to what it's going to look like, it has a placeholder there. So I'm going to save it, and then I'll be able to see it once I've saved that page. So now the page, see, I don't have to click to go outside Canvas. It's all right in there. Okay. So those are the three big ones: email, links, and embed codes. For the most part, you're going to use these links to submit, to paste into a Google Doc, which you'll then submit the Google Doc. Some assignments just give you a place to submit the URL directly, and so you'll use either the short one or this one here to paste in for your assignment. There are three other ones here. These are social media sites. So if you have a Google Plus account, you can click on that. It will ask you to log in if you're not already logged into your Google Plus, and it'll create a message with the embed code. Same way as Facebook and with Twitter. So feel free to play with those if you would like to. I'm not going to discuss collaboration right now because later on in the class I'll be asking you to review how to create a shared link. But basically what it's for is if I want to work with somebody else on a form and I would like to give them rights to make changes to my form before I send it out to people, then I would give them what is called the collaborator link or the shared link. Anyway, those are the places, are the ways to share your form with others to fill out. By the way, every once in a while you might lose those menu items up there, and it's simply because your window is small, and so if you expand your window, those come back. But that has happened in the past, so just be aware that's what happens as your window is a little smaller. Okay, and in conclusion, that's really how you find the URL to send either via email or via a document or on a website as a link for other people to complete.